The elk, Cervus canadensis, also known as wapiti, is one of the largest members of the deer family. Known for its impressive antlers and majestic appearance, elk are native to North America and parts of Asia, particularly in mountainous and forested regions. They are famous for their loud bugling calls, especially during the mating season, and are a significant part of the wildlife ecosystem. Elk are large, powerful animals. Adult males, known as bulls, can weigh between 700 and 1,100 pounds, while females, called cows, are smaller, typically weighing 500 to 600 pounds. Elk stand about 4 to 5 feet tall at the shoulder. One of the most distinctive features of male elk is their large antlers, which can span up to 4 feet across and weigh as much as 40 pounds. These antlers are shed and regrown each year, with new ones being slightly larger than the last. Their coat color changes with the seasons. In summer, elk sport a reddish-brown coat, while in winter, their coat turns a darker brown, providing them with better camouflage in snow-covered forests. Elk also have a distinctive light-colored rump. Elk are highly adaptable and can be found in a variety of habitats, including mountain meadows, forests, and grasslands. Historically, they ranged across much of North America, but today, their populations are concentrated in the Rocky Mountains, parts of the Pacific Northwest, and Canada. Elk have also been introduced to other areas, including New Zealand and some parts of Europe, where they thrive in similar environments. In addition to their North American range, elk are native to parts of Asia, where they inhabit forests and mountainous areas. In the wild, elk prefer environments where they have access to both open spaces for grazing and forests for protection and cover. Elk are social animals that live in herds. Herds can vary in size depending on the season. During the summer, smaller groups of females and their young may form, while in the winter, these groups often join together, forming much larger herds for protection. Male elk tend to live separately from females outside of the breeding season, often forming bachelor groups. During the mating season, or rut, males become more aggressive and engage in sparring and bugling to establish dominance and attract females. Bugling is a loud, high-pitched call that echoes across the landscape, used to intimidate rivals and communicate with potential mates. Bulls will also engage in antler battles, pushing and shoving to display strength. Elk are herbivores that primarily graze on grasses, shrubs, leaves, and tree bark. In the summer, they prefer tender grasses and forbs, while in winter, when food is scarcer, they rely more on woody vegetation such as tree bark and twigs. Elk are known to feed in the early morning and late evening, often resting in the shade during the heat of the day. Elk have a complex digestive system that allows them to break down tough plant material. They are ruminants, meaning they chew cud, regurgitated food that is broken down further by bacteria in their specialized stomachs. The rut occurs in the fall, typically from September to October. During this time, males compete for the attention of females, establishing harems of cows. Bulls use their bugling calls to announce their presence and assert dominance over other males. The larger and more impressive a bull's antlers, the more likely he is to win mates. Females give birth to one calf, usually in late spring or early summer, after a gestation period of about 240 days. The newborn calf is covered in spots, which provide camouflage in the forest. The spots fade by the time the calf reaches 3 months old. The mother will nurse the calf for several months, though the young elk will start grazing within a few weeks of birth. Calves typically stay with their mothers for about a year before becoming independent. Elk face threats from both natural predators and human activities. In North America, their main predators include wolves, bears, mountain lions, and sometimes coyotes for younger or weaker individuals. Elk have strong instincts to protect their young, with cows often forming protective groups to fend off predators. Humans are another significant threat to elk populations. Hunting is a popular sport in areas where elk are plentiful, though it is regulated to maintain sustainable populations. Habitat loss due to urban development and agriculture also poses a risk to elk populations, as it reduces the space available for them to graze and migrate. Elk play a crucial role in their ecosystems. As herbivores, they help control plant growth, which in turn shapes the structure of the environment. Their grazing patterns create open spaces that benefit other wildlife, and they help disperse seeds through their droppings. Elk are also a vital prey species for large carnivores, supporting the populations of predators like wolves and bears. In areas where elk populations are well managed, they contribute positively to biodiversity and the health of their habitats. However, in places where their populations grow unchecked, elk can overgraze, leading to vegetation depletion and environmental imbalance. Elk hold cultural and historical significance for many indigenous groups and other people in North America. For Native American tribes, the elk was not only a source of food, but also a symbol of strength, endurance, and fertility. Elk antlers were used in tools, weapons, and ceremonial objects, and their meat, hides, and bones were important resources for survival. While elk populations in North America are relatively stable due to conservation efforts and regulated hunting, some subspecies, such as the eastern elk and Merriam's elk, were driven to extinction by overhunting and habitat loss in the past. Reintroduction programs in certain regions have been successful, helping to restore elk populations in areas where they had disappeared. Elk are magnificent creatures known for their size, strength, and beauty. Their presence in the wild is not only essential for maintaining ecological balance but also holds great cultural importance. Through careful management and conservation, elk populations continue to thrive in many parts of the world, allowing these iconic animals to remain an integral part of their natural environments.